Thank you. So hello to 20 of my most favorite friends. Yeah, I'm gonna make sliders. And when my grandson found out that's what I was doing, he said, "What time do you get done making them, Grandma? I'll be over." So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna turn my camera down so you can see what I'm doing. Sorry for the wiggle, shake, shake, wiggle. So what I have in here is a pound of just ground beef. I get the 85% because I don't like all the fat. But to this I add, and I'm wearing gloves because I just didn't want to have to stop and wash my hands. To mine, I add Worcestershire sauce, just a little bit to add some flavor. Kind of cooks out. And then I have a Montreal steak seasoning that I really like. It's really flavorful and just adds just a little kick to the meat. So I'm just going to shake that in there a little bit. And then you just work it in all into your meat. And I'm going to be using the micropole grill, which I need to turn on and start to heat it up. So you just work all that into it. And I'm going to use, because sliders are pretty small. And if I don't measure, I get carried away and I end up with a, like a bowl with a huge patty on it. It's hanging off the side. So I have to measure. So I found out that if I use the scoops, you guys don't have these, you really need them. These are awesome for measuring stuff out, cookies, meatballs, sliders. And they're wonderful. And then when you're done with them, you just put them in the dishwasher. So I'm gonna scoop out, and I don't want it exact, but I don't want it huge either. So like a regular patty size, because they're gonna shrink. Anytime you have the fat, they're gonna shrink. So in the micropro grill, which I'm heating right now, so it's hot and ready to go. You can fit 4 in there comfortably. So I'm just gonna roll out 4 of them and kind of poke them in the hole in the middle so that they so just kind of pull it out. And normally I use my hamburger press when I'm making the big burgers, and then I just freeze them and pull them out and put them in there when I done. Just in a minute here. So so these are really easy, and like I said, they're fast, they're quick, and they're yummy. But I'm kind of like, kind of like Judy. I think I'm eating less because they're small, but I neglect that I eat 2 of them, so I'm really not doing anything. I'm really eating a full size one, but at least I feel like I'm not. So let me grab my grill, which should be nice and warm. And then thank you to the tip to Sidell for saying that you had to put bread or something in when you were heating your grill, because I never knew that before, and I would just put my food in there, and then I wondered how come I had to, and you can actually hear it sizzle when you put it on there. It's so cool. And I'm just going to stick the 4 of them in here, and I'm going to cook them for 3 minutes in the grill position. And just make sure they're all even and flat. Then I'm going to put it in for 3 minutes, and then I'm going to flip them over and cook them for 3 more minutes. So, so you make 4 at a time, and that pound of hamburger will make probably maybe 12 patties. So you can make it, and then what I'm gonna do after that comes out is, I'm gonna put them on. I get the whole King's Hawaiian because they're those sweet rolls. And I'll show you that in a minute, but, I picked my tomatoes today, fresh picked tomatoes, awesome for the season. So I'm gonna slice up, some of those, I've washed them. And then I'm gonna slice up, some onion. You have to have onion on top of it. And I love this onion keeper. It's comparable to the forget-me-not, but this one just, you can't smell it. It's awesome. So I've got a nice red onion that's in there and ready to go. And I'm going to put on it, I'm eating the rest of this lettuce is 6 weeks old. 6 weeks old, as you can tell, I'm down to the final stages of it. I know they're not on sale anymore, but can you hear that? Okay, so I washed this up so we could have it with our dinner tonight, but these are absolutely awesome. They save so much time and money. And then I'm gonna show how that's cooking, and when I flip it over, because I like Thousand Island on my burgers. Let me grab this. So you can go to the store and you can spend here for a small, like a 12-ounce bottle of salad dressing. I don't care what flavor it is. For the store brand, you're going to pay anywhere between $5.29 and $6 for a thing of dressing. It's really expensive, and it's a 12-ounce. So this is Thousand Island that I make, and I used to make it when I worked in the restaurant, and it's the same recipe as all of the fast food restaurants use that they put on their burgers. So I mixed it up in our quick shake, and then we can just use it for salads or whatever it is. And it's real easy recipe. And you can make it as much or as little as you want. So it has mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise, and sweet relish. So it's 2-to-1 part. So if you're using 2 cups of mayonnaise, let me flip my burgers. 2 cups of mayonnaise, you would use one part tomato and 1 part of the mustard. And then 1 part of the relish. Now, if you wanted a little sweeter, you could add a little bit more relish to it or whatever. But it's the secret sauce that's on everything. So those are about halfway done. I'm going to put them back in for another 3 minutes and let them cook. So it's 2 parts of mayonnaise, and then half of how much ever mayonnaise you have, and half ketchup, half mustard, and then half of the relish. And I'm going to see if I can show you what not getting it all over my. It's going to all be out. But it looks, I mean, it's just the secret sauce. And I can make this and I already have those condiments, ready on hand. So every time you run out, you just make up a batch. It's awesome, and it'll save you a ton of money. And then with my sliders, we're also going to have macaroni salad, which I did today. I'm going to be gone for a couple days, and I did a lot of cooking and baking and cleaning and stuff today. So I just kind of went crazy. So my husband will at least eat 1 good meal tonight. But so that's it. So my sliders are almost done. I got about another minute on it. And then I can show you what I'm going to do is when they're done with this second one, I'm going to take in my master shredder because we're cheese. I grated a cheddar cheese and Monterey Jack cheese, and I mix them together. And these are always fully grated cheese in my refrigerator. And then I'm gonna, as soon as that's done, I'm gonna drizzle it on the top, pile it on the top of the burger, and then let it sit in the casserole mode for just a couple minutes till the cheese melts. And so
Brenda, did you say you grew those tomatoes?
I did. Those
Wow.
plants, about 3 years ago, I bought some beefsteak plants, and I got a few tomatoes the first year, and then I kind of ignored them and they just stuck out in my backyard. And then this year they just started coming. Now this one stayed too long, but they're huge. But they started to split, so I picked them all today. But they're just, and they're so tasty. And they just,
That's amazing. If you guys are growing tomatoes, put it in the chat because I think that's pretty impressive. I had Bill and I both bought a tomato plant, and so he has his and I have mine. And mine was little cherry tomatoes, and his was like a yellow. And we've gotten one off of each. I'm like, yes, I better go to
I
HEB.
was really surprised when these came up again because I mean the plant itself looks like it's dead, but I have all these tomatoes on it. It's
That's
crazy.
something. Pretty nice.
So let me show you. Ooh, that's hot. Let me show you the finished products. And again, the grease, it's hard to find good hamburger, but that's what they look like. Sizzling and all that good stuff. And then I will take the shredded cheese and just kind of pile it up on top. Or big cheese. Don't judge me for all the cheese.
Remember, Inky always said it's its own food group.
It is. You can make a whole meal out of cheese. So I put that on top, and then I'm just gonna let it sit in the casserole setting just for a few minutes, kind of while it just kind of finishes cooking a little bit. And then I'm going to just basically just take the rolls. I'm gonna cut them in half. And then I'm just gonna construct just like a regular burger. And everybody can do whatever you like on your burger. We're gonna put 1,000 on it, jazz it up, and it'll probably be. I'll take a picture of it when I get done, before my husband and grandson eat them all. I've got a few more. I've got probably about 8 or 12 more to make, but that's it. It's pretty simple.
That's awesome. Brenda, I'm sure everybody's